Here are my 10 definition of terms with explanation. First, crime against property. Crime against property are crimes that are directed to a person's belongings, intellectual properties, and money. Usually, this is a property crime, a crime to obtain some money or property or some other benefits. So this might involve some force or threat. Some of these cases are robbery or extortion. So since the crimes are committed in order to enrich the perpetrator, they are considered as property crimes. Second is the robbery. Robbery is a theft accomplished by violence or the threat of violence. In Article 293 to 332, it discusses robbery. So, who are guilty of robbery? For us to understand further, there are elements of robbery. First, that the offender unlawfully taken a personal property. Second, that the said personal property must belong to another person. Third, there must be intent to gain the said property. And lastly, the said taking is either by means of violence against and intimidation of any person or using force upon anything. So, the first element, when we say unlawfully taken, it means that the deprivation of the offended party of this personal property with an element of permanency, and the law requires the property must be personal property and not real property, because when it is real property, it will fall under the occupation of the real property. The second, the property must belong to another person, because if it does not belong to another person, it cannot said there is an intent to gain on the part of the offender. And the third is the intent to gain. It is the internal state of mind. How can you prove the intent to gain? The court, it presumes that there is an intent to gain the moment there is a taking of personal property. And there are two ways of committing robbery. First one is the robbery with the violence. The first one is the robbery with the violence against or intimidation of any person, and another robbery with the use of force upon things. So the value of the property taken in robbery with violence against or intimidation against people is immaterial, because the penalty is depend in the violence used by the offender against the offended party. However, in robbery, in the use of force upon things, the value of property taken is material, because the penalty is dependent in the value of the property taken. Number 3 is asportation. Asportation, it is carrying away of someone else's property. That is an element of licensee. Example dito, nakita mo yung kaibigan mong linagay yung pitaka niya sa kanyang bag or sa kanyang cabinet, tapos nakalimutan niyang ilak ito. Tapos ikaw naman, yung ginawa mo, nung nakaalis na yung kaibigan mo, ay agad pasekreto mong kinuha yung kanyang pitaka. Yun ang example ng asportation. Number 4, lost property. Lost property, the perpetrator finds a lost item, property, and failed to deliver the lost property to its rightful owner. Example dito sa lost property, kunwari may napulot kang cellphone or pitaka. Yung ginawa mo, imbis na isoli mo sa totoong may-ari, ay hindi mo ito sinoli, bagkus kinuha mo ito at itinago. Number 5, damage to property. The offender maliciously damages the property of others, and he makes use of the fruits or objects of the damage caused by him. Example dito sa damage to property. Example, may nakita kang motor na nakaparada sa isang kalye. Tapos, yung ginawa mo, ninakaw mo yung motor, tapos para hindi mahalatang ninakaw mo, binaklas-baklas mo yung bawat part ng motor, tapos binenta mo yung bawat part, kunwari yung gulong, yung makina, ganon. Damage to property. 6. Hunting or gathering. The violators enters an enclosed estate or a field without any consent of the owner and where is trespass is forbidden. Example dito, private property, may nakalagay na no entry. Tapos pumasok ka. Tapos nagnakaw ka ng mga pananim, example, nagnakaw ka ng mga tanim na gulay, tanim na palay, ganon. Tapos pumasok ka dun sa private property na may nakalagay na no entry. 7. Swindling. In general, swindling is also known as estafa, and it involved fraud as general. And in general as well, in order to constitute the crime of estafa, the following elements must be present. First, the accused have defrauded, niloko, another either with unfaithfulness or abuse of confidence, and second, by means of deceit. And when we say deceit, it includes false pretense, fraudulent acts, or fraudulent means. In case of abuse of confidence, deceit is not necessary in that case because all that is required is that there is confidence imposed and that confidence is abused. Example is when money or personal property is entrusted to the offender or to the accused. Number 8. Arson. Arson is the intentional burning of one's property. It means it is the malicious destruction of property by means of fire. Number 9. Cybercrime. Cybercrime is also known as a computer crime. It is the use of computer as an instrument to further illegal ends. It means that the use of a computer as an instrument to commit illegal acts such as fraud, child pornography, and intellectual property, stealing identity, and violating privacy. Cybercrime have given an importance as the computer had become central to commerce, entertainment. And what distinguishes cybercrime from the traditional criminal activity? It is the use of the digital computer. It provides an extension of existing criminal behavior alongside and some more illegal activities. Last, cybersex. This refers to willful engagement, maintenance, control, or operation directly or indirectly of any lascivious exhibition of sexual organs or sexual activity with the aid of computer system. It means it is conduct of lascivious acts by means of computer system, either with or without consent of the victim or any person. And that's all, sir. Thank you.